Rusty, say hello to the boys and girls today. Don't you think we've got a good audience? I know they're eager to hear the wonderful Bible story I'm going to tell them.
Don't you ever run out of stories once in a while?
No, Rusty. As long as there is a Bible, I'll never run out of stories. Because God's Word has all kinds of stories for us. Today, the story is about one of the most famous ships in all history.
Don't tell me, let me guess. How about the Queen Mary?
No, not that one.
Oh, now I remember it has to be the Mayflower.
No, I'm afraid you're wrong again.
I'm going to leave.
Don't be upset, little man. Just because you didn't guess correctly. The ship I'm talking about is one called the Ark. In Bible days, there was a man named Noah, and he had a family of boys and girls. There were some people in the world who believed in God, but most of the people had forgotten God and were wicked in their sin.
Real mean, huh?
They certainly were. They were so wicked, God told Noah to build an ark because God was going to destroy the world with a flood of waters. God also told Noah how to build the ark and how big it was to be.
He only had his family, so I don't guess it was a very big ship.
Well, he had more than just his family to take aboard, Rusty. God told Noah to build the ark very big because it was to have animals and birds on it, too. He was supposed to take 2 animals of every kind and 2 birds of every kind living on earth.
That's what I call a floating zoo.
Noah worked on the ark for weeks and weeks and months, building it just like God told him to do. People stopped by and saw him hammering and sawing on this funny-looking thing made out of wood, and they started laughing at Noah and telling him how crazy he was.
That's just like old nosy neighbors.
Well, they were very curious because they didn't know what a flood of waters was. It had never rained on the earth, and they couldn't imagine so much water. Noah tried to tell them what was coming, but they just laughed at him.
And they didn't have any umbrellas either.
Well, soon the ark was finished, and it was time to get the animals aboard. Noah led the animals through the one big door on the side of the ark. 2 by 2 he led them. Can't you just see them? There goes 2 horses. Here come 2 cows. And those 2 creepy alligators. And those 2 tall giraffes, I wonder if they'll get their head under the door. And there's 2 goats. And 2 little mockingbirds are flying by. And 2 skunks.
Pew, you didn't have to tell me about them. I smelled them before they got here.
Well, 2 by 2, he led all the animals. The big ones, the little ones, the skinny ones, the fat ones, the long ones, the short ones, and all the birds.
Say, that was quite a parade.
Yes, it was. When all the animals and birds were aboard, Noah took his family into the ark, and outside the people were watching and laughing.
Well, I guess it did look kind of silly.
When all the animals and Noah's family were aboard, God shut the door. And then it started to rain. The heavens just opened up and poured water all over those people.
Help! Get the life jackets!
Well, life jackets would never have saved the people.
How about flippers and a mask?
Not even that, Rusty. God had made the decision to destroy the earth, and there was no hope for those wicked people who refused to obey him. They began to cry and to pound on the door. Open the door! Help! Open the door! But Noah could not open the door, even if he'd wanted to. Only God could open the door. Do you know what happened then?
Let me guess. I suppose they played a game of knock-knock, who's there?
No. After a while, the waters had risen so high they couldn't do anything. it rained and rained and rained and rained for 40 days and 40 nights. Soon the waters had covered everything in the whole world, and only Noah, his family, and the animals and birds aboard the bark were safe and dry.
Say, that reminds me of a song. Safe and dry, safe and dry.
What am I going to do with you?
Tell me more. I want to hear what happens.
Well, God sent a wind upon the earth, and it dried up the waters, and the waters went down. And after a while, Noah sent a little dove out from the ark to see if it could find dry ground. When the dove didn't come back, Noah knew the earth was drying and could be lived on again.
That's what I said a while ago. Safe and dry, safe and dry.
Rusty, you're out of sight. You know, God also made a promise to Noah that he would never again destroy the earth with water.
Scout's honor?
Well, God's word is truer and more sure than even the Scout's honor. He put a rainbow in the sky for us to remember his promise. God's promises are true.